Happy Tuesday, Duelists. Casual Duelist here, and it's time for our common charity build this week. And I don't know if you guys took that guess yesterday, and if you guys guessed Crystal Beast, but if you did, congrats, because you guys are right. So, real quick, let's give you guys the list and give you guys the extra deck. There's actually some variation this time, which is kind of cool. And then we'll dismiss anybody who just wanted the list. We'll do test hands tomorrow, and then we'll do our master variant the day after that, and some more test hands after that. And we'll get our tech analysis. And then, yeah, we'll be at the weekend. So it'll be fantastic, and everybody hopefully has a great week. So let's start off with that deck for you guys. That's going to be 2 copies Amber Mammoth. We're going to be running 2 copies of the Cobalt Eagle. We're going to be running 3 copies of Ruby Carbuncle. This is one of the big, like the plot points for this deck. We're going to be using 3 copies of Sapphire Pegasus, another headliner. 3 copies of the Topaz Tiger, also very good. And last monster we're going to be using for this version is going to be 3 copies of the Summoner Monk. Now, just real quick, we're just playing like a Field Swarm and like extra deck build variant. So it doesn't need to be anything super competitive. Again, we are the Casual Duelist channel. So again, trying to focus a little more on something that is very budget. And a lot of these cards did come from a Legendary Duelist collection. So a lot of these should be very obtainable for everybody. Real quick, let me clear the board and we'll be back with spells. And of course, the board is cleared. Let's go ahead and get those spells now. We're going to be using 2 copies of the Crystal Beacon. There we go. We're going to use 2 copies of Crystal Blessing because it's also really good. We're going to be using 3 copies Crystal Promise and 3 copies of Crystal Release because, again, these are kind of my favorite spells for this deck. Single copy Dark Hole because this deck, while it does have OTK potential, isn't something that we just always want to be detonating the field on. We are going to be using the Instant Fusion, so, you know, like Thousand Eyes Restrict and some of my extra deck is already spoken for. Monster Reborn, 2 copies Avarice, because we are going to be able to send a lot of these cards to the discard pile, whether it's through linking or exeasing. And so we're going to need to be able to restock the deck at some point, because otherwise this deck will fall flat on its face. One of those cards that really helps with that is going to be the Rare Value. And this is going to be the primary draw card of the deck. This is really more for the recycle. The draw is just a benefit. So it is what it is. I'm going to leave that up there another couple of seconds. You guys do the screenshot or whatever it is that you guys do to get this list going. And I'm going to go ahead and clear the field again. And finally, at the traps. We're only going to be running 6 traps because we do want this to be a very consistent build. We are building towards a 40-card deck. So real quick, again, since this is common charity, and I didn't really do too much of a disturbance to just kind of detonate the field and then build a big board, we need to slow the opponent down somehow. So we are going to call on 3 copies of Fiendish Chains. Not only is this going to like just kind of hold the monster there, but it is going to activate as sort of like an effect veiler. So because it's going to be running double duty, I valued this over the effect veilers today. And then 3 copies of Solemn Strike. And again, I know I could have put Torrential Tributes in here too. Again, if my cards got destroyed on the field, they would go to the back row as crystals. That's fine. That's all well and good. But I do find that the versatility of the Solemn Strike and the low cost of 1,500 life is just too overwhelmingly good. So no pause skips this time because that was easy enough to pick up. Let's get you guys that 15-card extra deck and let you guys go. So the first card is going to be, of course, the Thousand Eyes Restrict. This is our instant fusion target. New card alert. Got a Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon, courtesy of the Celestial Duelist, the goddess that she is. This is a really good card that's going to help us with a lot of our rank 4 plays moving forward. And it's very good in this deck as well. Drill Driver Vespinato makes another appearance. Utopia still showing up in my deck. Number 59, Crooked Cook. Very good card. Doesn't exactly synergize because he does prevent my effects from happening. Or they technically prevent him from getting bigger. But it is still a good, strong rank 4. And it's a different name. So there are some situations where you will want to play this guy. He's kind of cool. We got the Time Thief Redoer and, of course, Tornado Dragon. That's going to round out the Xyz. And going over to our links, pretty much the same as usual. Borreload for things, Decode Talker for goodness, Firefighting Daruma because we really do use a lot of Wing Beasts and Beasts in this deck. In fact, I think the only off-brand or off-type two are going to be the Spellcaster Summoner Monks and the Fairy Ruby Carbuncles. So very good. Gravity Controller and Link Karibo both at 1. This is how we're going to get rid of our Restrict. We are still going to use the Steel Star Regulator. It's not going to be as powerful as it was in the Machina deck, but hey, it is what it is. Triple Burst Dragon for its goodness, and of course, Underclock Taker. So I'm going to leave that up there for you guys. Again, maybe make your list, do your screenshot, whatever it is. Let's kind of spread that out, make it a little easier on you guys. And I want to thank you guys for stopping by and enjoying this with me today. Seriously, it means the world to me that you guys keep doing this, because to me it's insane. I mean, you guys are coming here, I get to talk about something I enjoy doing, and you guys are just such a warm community. Seriously, I love the fact that you guys just keep coming back. If you guys want to support the channel, best thing to do, just hit the subscribe button. If you guys have already done that, just go ahead, keep watching the videos. It's the next best thing you can do. Maybe leave some comments. We can have a little conversation here and there. And if you were just here for the deck list, have a great day. Go do something for you and enjoy it. Everybody else, let's go do that sloggy thing where we just talk over every effect in the deck. Because again, not everybody needs that, and not everybody should have to sit through that. So before we start talking about Crystal Beasts, let's talk about the one effect they all share. So I don't have to say this, well, not 7 times. I'm not running all 7 because we weren't playing Rainbow Dragon today. But the effect is that if they are in the monster zone as a monster and they are destroyed while there, then they may move to the spell trap zone as a continuous spell instead of going to the discard pile. And this is the wording that actually stops Crooked Cook's effect of getting bigger. So Amber Mammoth says, when another Crystal Beast monster you control is targeted for an attack, you may change it to him. Very cool. Cobalt Eagle. Once per turn, you can target a Crystal Beast card you control and put that back on the top of your deck. So again, you could do this. That would be fine. And then, of course, his regular effect, Carbuncle. When it's his special summon, and it doesn't matter from where, you can special summon as many Crystal Beast monsters as possible from the spell trap zone. This is our flood effect. This is the big summoning move. This is what we want. So very good. You do have the Sapphire Pegasus. When this one is summoned, and again, it doesn't matter, normal, flip, special, it's all good. You may place a Crystal Beast monster from the hand deck or graveyard face up in the spell trap zone as its continuous spell form. So again, this really helps us start some of our plays. Another thing that we're able to do is we're able to go with Topaz Tiger. When this card attacks an opponent's monster, it gains 400 attack during damage step only. Very good. It's kind of a push for attack, so we went with 3 there. And the Summoner Monk. When this is face up on the field, it cannot be tributed. If this card is normal or flip summoned, immediately change it to defense mode. And once per turn, you may discard a spell card. Special summon at level 4 from your deck that cannot attack this turn. So again, this is where we want to start building up our plays and doing our fun stuff, going and building our boards. This is a slightly slower deck. It is just what it is. Going into the spells, we do have 2 beacons, special summon a Crystal Beast from our deck. In order to activate and resolve this, we need to have 2 or more in the spell trap zone, which is fine. The Blessing, target up to 2 Crystal Beast monsters in the graveyard, place them in our spell trap as continuous spells. So again, this is sort of like reloading the field real quick. The Crystal Promises allow us to select one of our Crystal Beasts in our spell trap zone and special summon it. This is my favorite way of getting Carbuncle to do his job, and he will do it so good. Crystal Release is the only equip card that we use in this deck. Equip only to a Crystal Beast monster, gains 800 attack, which makes everybody a veritable threat. When this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, and again, this can happen when we link or we Xyz, which is fine, you may place a Crystal Beast from the deck face up into the spell trap as a continuous card. So again, this is going to lend us to doing some better plays later. We do have Dark Hole, Destroy All Monsters, Instant Fusion, pay the 1,000, special / fusion summon that restrict. Can't attack this turn and would destroy during the end phase, which is why we have ways of working around that. We have Monster Reborn to bring back any monster we choose. Pot of Avarice, we target 5 monsters in our graveyard, shuffle them back, then draw 2 fresh. We have Rare Value. As long as we have 2 or more face-up Crystal Beasts in our spell traps, then our opponent chooses 1 Crystal Beast card in our spell trap zone and sends it to the graveyard so we can draw 2 cards. So again, this is our deck's weird draw 2. And I do like the fact that it's our opponent's choice, because if they see Ruby Carbuncle, they're probably going to choose Ruby Carbuncle, guys. So you can try to keep certain cards that you want for when you do Flood. And again, the Fiendish Chains, target effect, face-up effect monster on the field. Effects are negated, cannot attack, and I thought it couldn't change his battle position, but maybe it can. When the target is destroyed, you destroy this card. And you guys know Solemn Strike. When a monster or monsters would be special summoned or a monster effect activated, pay the 1,500 life points, negate, destroy. Awesome. So real quick, that was the main deck. Going over into the extra deck. You guys should know Thousand Eyes Restrict by now. Other monsters are paralyzed. Once per turn, target a monster on the opponent's side of the field, equip it to this card. If it's face down, it's 0/0, whatever. Otherwise, the stats become that. And if this would be destroyed in battle, destroy the equipped monster instead. Doesn't matter. We're going to link it off as soon as we vacuum. The Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon. Double fours. You detach both materials from this card. Target a face-up monster your opponent controls. Its attack becomes half its current attack, and this card gains that attack. So the larger the opponent's monster is, the larger our gain is. This is going to work a lot like the spell card Roroku back from the way back in the day. And it's going to be very fair, very fun, and he kind of looks cool. Plus, I didn't have one of these before for my common charity, and I just kind of refused to grab my cards out of my main stock to do this. I don't know. Drill Driver Vespanado, again, this is a rank 5. Normally, we couldn't play it. It is an Xyz evolution. It does get placed on using one rank 4 Xyz. You control his material, transferring the materials. This card cannot be used as material the turn it is Xyz summoned. If this card attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing. If this Xyz summon card in its owner's control is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, target one level 5 or lower in your graveyard, special summon it. Use this effect only once per turn. Very cool. Does give us some replays. It's very nice. Utopia, blocks some attacks. Just generic. Crooked Cook. Let's talk about this guy for half a second. While you control no other cards on the field, this card is unaffected by other card effects. Right there. That's the only effect we really need from this character to just consider him. Additionally, though, he can help us put everything in the back row if we want to. Quick effect, detach material from this, destroys many other cards you control as possible. This card gains 300 attack this turn for every monster destroyed and sent to the graveyard. Since our monsters are sent to the spell trap zone instead, they take away his power bonus. But we will be able to play them back off Carbuncle. I don't know for what reason you would want to do that. I got him in here for the first effect because in a pinch, it is awesome. Going into the Time Thief, you guys remember this guy. 2 4s, once per turn during standby, you can attach the top card of the opponent's deck to this as material. Quick effect, you can detach up to 3 different types of material from this card and then resolve in order. If a monster, you banish this till the end phase. If spell, draw 1 card. If trap, place 1 face-up card your opponent controls on the top of the deck. You can only use this effect once per turn. And again, I use it for the draws. I use it to steal cards. It's just fun. That's all. Tornado Dragon, double walking MST, quick effect. You can do it on your opponent's turn. Amazing. Borreload's got some good effects, allows you to punch over stuff. Decode Talker can get stronger and can punch over stuff. Firefighting Daruma, I wanted to talk about this guy a little bit. This card gains 100 attack for each beast, Beast Warrior, and Winged Beast on the field. Once per turn, you can target a spell trap on each field and destroy them. And when this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can target one of your Beast Warrior, or Winged Beasts that is either banished or in the graveyard and add that back to your hand. Now, again, the majority of our deck is Beasts and Winged Beasts. So there is the opportunity to get some power to this. He will power himself up because I don't think it says other. Let's give it a quick check. Gains for each. Doesn't say other. So he does start at 1,600, counting himself. You have the ability to fill up the back row behind him with another 5. That could take him up to 2,100. So he does have some capability. And you guys might agree, maybe I should have placed the second one in here. I chose to go with the single today. Gravity Controller, acting as our Neospatian Grand Mole for the extra zone. Link Karibo, let me try that one more time. Link Karibo standing up as a single protection unit for us. Steel Star Regulator getting those once per turn pops and a variable attack based on the star level / ranks of the monsters used to make this. And again, if you did use an Xyz monster, it does gain the one additional effect that if you did do that, you inflict damage to the opponent equal to half the destroyed monster's original attack. You can use that effect every turn. It's fantastic. Triple Burst is going to let us push through during the damage step and stop cards that would activate then. And Underclock Taker is just another good generic Link 2 that's going to actually cause some power indifference. Draining power from an opponent's monster by calculating that drain from a monster that it is currently pointing to. So the larger the monster is that your underclock is pointing to, the closer to 0 you're going to get your opponent's monster. So I do hope that you guys enjoyed this. Again, trying to do like a little bit of GX flavor before we get into the GX Academy box. Looking forward to it. It's just like 2 weeks off. Just 2 weeks. So that'll be great. Seriously, guys, if you listened to this whole time, thank you. And have a great day, my friends. I will see you tomorrow. Later.